ready?
Do it.
Right. I see you're just like, yes, I am ready.
Energy, excitement.
Like a slight smile,
All right.
like a little bit of a not like Joker face. All right, let's get that countdown again.
All right, let's start here. Take 2 in 3, 2, 1, action.
Hello and welcome to WTF, where we help you transform food in your kitchen. I'm Janie.
And I'm Roman.
And on this channel, we talk about unique ingredients and techniques and show you new recipes for your kitchen you're not going to see in a lot of other places. And this week, we are doing a s'mores ice cream because it's fall here in New England. We're getting ready for like campfires and sweaters and all that fun.
I love sweaters.
Yeah, and all that fun stuff.
Big sweater guy.
Yeah, but we felt like we were not ready to give up our ice cream yet.
Not yet.
So
Not
we
just
thought
yet.
we would make the perfect fall ice cream that is a s'more. And Roman is going to walk you step by step through how to do that. So let's start first, of course, with our ice cream bases. What kind of base are we making today?
All right, we're making 2 different bases today. We're making a classical American-based ice cream, which is going to be our toasted marshmallow. And then we're going to make the French-based ice cream, which is going to be our chocolate ice cream. Both bases are vegan, too, which is very cool for this adventure that we're on. All right, so let's start up. It's very easy. The marshmallow one is probably the easiest of the 2 because you don't have to heat it up. Very simple. So we're going to start off with our cashew milk in the blender. You can use almond milk too if you have, or you can use oat milk if you prefer that. And then we're going to add our coconut milk.
All right, you need that for that fat content.
Exactly.
Right there.
And that would represent your cream and your ice cream bake, and the cashew would represent your milk. All right. I have a little bit of vanilla. I'm going to add that right into the milk base. Okay, now that we have our milks in the blender, we're gonna turn it on to a low medium. And I have my dry mix of sugar, guar gum, and salt, and we're just gonna add that to the base.
So in this case, you can see Roman's kind of taking his time and not dumping it all at once, because what we're really trying to do with these dry ingredients, particularly the guar, is to avoid any type of clumping.
Correct.
So you want to make sure that you give it that time to disperse. You know, I like to try to throw it all in at once, but it does not work.
No, it doesn't. All right, now that we have it all in, I'm gonna turn it up slightly, put the cap on first, and turn it up slightly to a higher setting. And we're just gonna let that spin for about 2 minutes. All right, now this is my favorite part of making this ice cream base. We have it all together, and I'm just gonna pour this right into this stainless steel bowl that we have here, and I'm gonna torch it. This will give it the effect of the toasted marshmallow.
Ooh,
that we're looking
fancy.
for.
Okay.
So what we want to do is we want to torch the top of it, and when it gets really brown, we'll whisk that right back into it, and we'll do it 3 more times. All right, now that we have it nice and toasted, you can see some of that burntness on the sides of the bowl, and we're just gonna like mix that base right into it because we want to get all that nice flavor, you know, just like you get when you burn the marshmallow on the s'mores.
It smells toasty and like coconutty and fiery, which
Yes.
is all the things we're looking for.
Exactly.
So I'm excited about this.
All right, so now we're ready to go right into our Pacojet container. So we're just gonna pour this right in.
So of course, if you have a Ninja Creami, you can do all this in a Creami as well. What you cannot do, unfortunately, for this particular recipe is you can't make this in a traditional ice cream maker because this is a dairy-free ice cream. The fat content just isn't there for a traditional churn for it to come out with the texture we want. Like, you can do it, but it's going to come out feeling kind of icy.
A little bit icy, definitely.
Yeah.
And I've done it, so I know. All right, so now we're just gonna put this top on, and we're gonna put this in the freezer, and we wanna freeze this overnight.
Okay.
All right, now we're ready to make our chocolate-based ice cream.
Great.
And right here we have our cocoa powder and our 70% dark chocolate. It's very important to use 70% dark chocolate because it has just the right amount of sugar, but just also the right amount of bitterness that balances it all out.
Oh, perfect.
All right, so we're gonna start off with our cashew milk into our blender. I'm gonna turn it on to medium-high heat, medium-high speed. And I'm going to add in our dry ingredients, which is fructose, dextrose, perfect ice cream, and salt. And I'm gonna slowly add that in. I'm gonna then add our cocoa powder. I'm gonna turn it up to a high. We'll just let that spin for a couple of seconds as I add in the vanilla. add in the coconut cream. Now you want to let this spin for about 2 to 3 minutes, because last we're going to add the chocolate, and we want that to heat up a little bit. So as the friction from the blades will heat up just a little bit, so that when we do add the chocolate in last, it'll emulsify into it.
Great.
Very important to do that. So what you want to do is you want to put your hand right here in the blender to see if it's getting warm, and once it gets nice and warm, that's when you can add your chocolate into it. All right, and we're going to pour this right into our pan, nice and smooth. Oh yeah.
I mean, it's chocolate, so you really can't go wrong.
You
It
really
smells
can't.
amazing.
It is really. This is a great recipe, especially for vegan chocolate ice cream. This is a pretty good one.
Yeah. So of course we're doing this more today because we want to do something fun. But if you're ever like, I just want to make one of these ice creams and enjoy it on its own, they're both amazing by itself.
All right, so we're going to bring this up to 185 Fahrenheit to activate the perfect ice cream.
Okay, and then after that, just into the Pacojet.
And then right into the Pacojet.
Okay.
And we're ready to spin.
Then we'll be back when we have a couple frozen ice creams.
All right, see ya.
Okay, and we're back, and we're just about ready to assemble our s'mores ice cream sandwiches. But before we do that, I want to take a moment to talk about today's feature, which is going to be, you may have guessed it, the Pacojet. Now, we've done tons of Pacojet content, so I'm not going to use this opportunity to talk to you about specifically the different features of the Pacojet. It makes soups, it makes purees, it makes ice cream,
It does it all.
it does it all. It's like your sous chef in the kitchen.
Yes, it is.
What I wanted to talk about is really a comment that I see a lot on our YouTube channel, which is people saying, this machine is so expensive, I'd rather buy 20 Creamies, and I would still save money. And yes, that is technically true, but I think what people don't often realize is just the difference in construction quality between the two machines. One is very much home use. You're doing ice creams once a month, once a week, perfect. But if you're in a high service restaurant and you're doing like multiple runs every single night, you're going to be burning through like a Creamy a night, or even more, right?
It'd probably be actually a Creamy every 3 days.
Yeah.
You know, which is ridiculous, to be honest.
Yeah, right, exactly. So if you're thinking about, I'm a restaurant chef, this machine, like I said, it's basically as close to a robotic sous chef as you can get at this point in time, right? And so this is going to save you time on prep. It's going to give you consistency. In the long run, this is a machine that pays for itself. So that's just what I want to say about it. Like people love their Creamies. We love our Creamy. But they're really not. You're really not comparing apples to apples in this case.
Completely different machines.
So think about kind of value over time. But anyway, that's my rant on the Pacojet. Let's get back to making s'mores ice cream sandwiches because they look delicious. Look at this. It's beautiful.
All right. So here we go. We have our ice creams that are in our molds, ready to be turned into these beautiful ice cream sandwiches. So what we want to do first is we want to unmold these guys. So you want to make sure that you keep these overnight for sure. Otherwise, it'll be a little bit difficult to work with.
Yeah, and we made these like adorable little bite-sized ones, but you can make them bigger, you can make them different shapes, you can make them whatever you would like.
Oh, oops.
Yeah.
All right, and there's number 2.
Yeah. I like these guys, they're super cute.
Yeah, very nice. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to blowtorch each side.
Wow.
That will help stick them together. So we'll put those right in there. Just like that. And we'll just press down a little bit. And then we'll get 2 graham cracker shells. And
These are just store-bought?
Yep, these are just store-bought. And we'll just torch that quickly, and then we'll get that on there. That'll help stick to it.
Okay.
And then we'll flip that over, and we'll do the same thing with the chocolate side. And we'll stick that, and there you have it. And that's a s'more. And I'm going to make myself one.
Yes.
And then we're going to try it.
I'm going to eat one of these. This one's like crazy. This one's a crazy bite. This one's like more manageable.
All right, so I'll eat the crazy bite, and you take the small one.
That one's like, I can't eat that in a ladylike way on camera. So, All right, so let's take a look. So one of the things I asked Roman, I was like, well, why are you bothering even like doing 2 separate ones? Why don't you just layer them in one,
Right.
in one mold?
Which sounds great. The only problem is the different consistency don't allow it to happen. One will sink into each other. The chocolate base is a lot heavier, and that will sink right into the marshmallow base.
Yeah, so if you don't care about the bases sinking into each other, you can
Yeah.
stick them in the same mold, but we want to kind of having this beautiful crisp
Yeah, I
line.
love that. It looks very cool.
So let's
Let's
give
do
it a try.
Ready? Oh
Real
man,
good.
that is good. That is great. Wow.
It's got this like toasted coconut flavor. It's sweet and it's perfectly balanced against that like bitter chocolate.
Yep. That is really good.
Yeah, you get like little hints of the toastiness from all the
From the
blow
blowtorch.
torching. That I think if you skip that step, it wouldn't be as good.
I don't
in
think
my
so.
opinion.
Exactly. It adds a little bit of character and a little bit of depth to the marshmallow base of the
Yeah,
ice cream.
this to me is, you know, sitting in the backyard in fall around a campfire, you know, with like a warm blanket.
Oh man. I
Yeah,
can't
this
wait
is
for
a
more.
perfect fall dessert. I love it. I hope you love it too. Get it in the links in the description below. And until next week, from here to Modernist Pantry Test Kitchen, I'm Janie,
And I'm Roman.
and we transform
Food.